Welcome to Stillhouse Hollow Lake in Central Texas. Today we are starting our dive from the shoreline and making our way towards the middle of the lake. I am filming this entire dive with my iPhone inside a dive oak housing using only a magenta filter. There are no dive lights being used, so what you're seeing is the natural ambient light underwater. You'll notice this traffic cone. It's almost completely covered with zebra mussels. These invasive mussels attach themselves to nearly every single hard surface in the lake, as you'll see throughout this video. Their shells are extremely sharp, so it's important to avoid grabbing rocks and structures unless absolutely necessary. They can easily cut exposed skin, and trust me, it really does hurt. As we continue our dive, we look underneath the structures, looking for fish, and really just enjoying our dive. Visibility today is much poorer than normal because we've had several days of heavy rain. The runoff has stirred up sediment throughout the lake, making this a great example of the conditions divers sometimes encounter here. As we continue deeper into the lake, we arrive at the first submerged boat. We'll take a quick look here before swimming around to the back and then continuing to the channel. There's usually a really large catfish that likes to hang out underneath this boat, and sometimes he does make an appearance. We wait here for a minute or so to see if he's going to come out and we get a glimpse at him, but I don't think he's going to come out today, so we really just continue our dive. One of the highlights of today's dive happens right about here. As we entered the channel, we were greeted by a large school of fish. Encounters like this don't happen on every dive, so it's always exciting when everything comes together at just the right moment. And luckily today, I did happen to have my camera, so we were able to capture this. The fish were not really bothered by us, and they continued to swim back and forth right in front of us for quite a while, which was really just fun to pause and watch them. You'll notice that visibility becomes significantly worse through the channel as we head towards the tree. Fine sediment tends to collect here. Even with careful finning, can't completely prevent it from being stirred up. We finally make it to the other side of the channel. Visibility is still not really cleared up that much, but it wasn't that horrible either. We did get to see some more fish, which is always fun to just take a moment and watch. This school of fish did not hang out near us as long as the first school that we ran into, but we were still able to take a minute and just enjoy nature underwater. The tree is one of my favorite spots in the lake. It's home to a large number of juvenile fish, and I always enjoy taking a minute to slow down and watch them going about their day before continuing our dive. Sometimes we do swim around the tree. We like to look underneath all the branches, and we always find just an abundance of juvenile fish. I think they're adorable, and I really like to take the time to just enjoy them. Aren't they cute? As we continue on, next we arrive at the second boat. It's another interesting artificial structure that provides a habitat for freshwater fish and makes a fun dive destination during the dive before we make our way towards the first boat. You can look inside the cabin of this boat and sometimes get lucky to find some more fish inside. Today we didn't get to see anything, but nonetheless it was still pretty cool just to explore around the boat. There are many holes and other openings to look at, so it's a good idea to bring a flashlight with you. It will make it easier to see inside all the small nooks and crevices. You could easily spend 5 minutes exploring around this boat, but again, be careful with all the zebra mussels. They are absolutely everywhere. We make our way back to the first boat. We're approximately 32 feet in depth, which you will see on my dive computer in just a moment. At this point in our dive, we are at approximately 46 minutes into our dive. As we make our way towards the front of the boat, you'll notice the exit arrow that we placed here. It serves as a navigational aid to help guide divers safely back towards the shoreline, especially when visibility is limited like it is today. As we begin our return to shore, visibility drops dramatically for just a short stretch. This is exactly why our team dives with high visibility equipment, especially our bright pink fins. In low visibility conditions, they make it easier for dive buddies and students to keep visual contact with us, adding just another layer of safety during training and recreational dives alike. As we continue towards the shore, we really enjoy looking at all the structures and debris underneath the water. We really enjoy diving this area of Stillhouse because there's just so much to look at. This area used to have a marina, which was destroyed by a tornado and then eventually a fire. This makes an interesting place for divers because there really is so much to look at. There's always fish hiding in underneath some sort of debris. You can see visibility still is quite poor in this section, but it only lasts for a couple of minutes before it eventually does clear up. There's even some more juvenile fish hiding underneath some debris, which we really enjoy just taking our time to look around. Even on days with challenging visibility, Stillhouse offers rewarding dives. Every dive is different, and adapting to challenging conditions is a part of what makes freshwater diving such a valuable experience. Here we are at our 3-minute safety stop, and visibility is absolutely great. You can see Jason taking a rest while I take this opportunity to look for some shells for our grandson. Thanks for joining us on today's dive, and we'll see you underwater on the next adventure.